want to eat that.
Ow!
So just saying, tangentially, this is why we dear few, for totally unrelated reasons, for reasons of OPSEC, for the privacy and positivity of people who want the best in the world, always have to learn to mind the same pitfalls of the people who try to kill us.
As you can no doubt tell,
Good
I've
luck.
left my normal setup, ventured out into the great outdoors, God's
Commie country.
country. I've left my domain expansion, I've been kidnapped by Austin Powers here. But my
I couldn't
little
stop this
adventure
right away.
has the added benefit of serving a second
I'm trying to
purpose,
get
which
us
is
to a
being
proper spawny.
witness protection, so Mike Tyson doesn't track me down and, you know, wiggle his way down my chimney and beat my ass in the middle of the night, because I'm about to sling a few insults here at this absolutely awful event that
Which
he's
one?
agreed to. I've said since
Also, it
day
censored
one,
you so
the
badly, I'm
genesis
just
that the
assuming.
Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson
I'm assuming
fight
you
is a
said
pathetic
fucked.
embarrassment of an event.
Or
Just from a
fucks
conceptual
me,
standpoint,
or
it
gets
is so dog
hits.
shit. And somehow it just keeps finding a way to get
Shits me
even
out.
worse. It's an absolute circus show.
Comes,
So,
said goon.
Mike Tyson recently just had a medical emergency on a flight. He had an ulcer
Oh, baby.
flare-up, and it's postponed the event even further.
Baby.
I'll dive into that a bit more, but I just want to start, like, it's not even
Sweetheart,
just the more
no.
recent stuff that's happening with the embarrassing press conference where Mike Tyson made the baffling statement about how when Jake Paul was 16 and dancing, it gave him a boner. That's a level of trash talk I've never seen before right there. I don't know what the plan was.
No
but
one
it
should
fell flat on
see
his
that,
face. Like,
or
I
be
tried
that,
to figure out what
or
the play
think
might have
that,
been there, the strategy
or
on
do
screen.
that.
The only thing I could come up with was that
No
he was
one.
trying to, like, belittle him as a fighter. It's like, oh, this guy, he's not a
Good
fighter.
job.
No, I don't even want to fight this guy. I just want to fuck him. Yeah, you know, like, he, like, dances around and stuff, and, like, I just want to get over there and fucking squeeze on his little cheeks and twist on his nipples. Like, maybe make him uncomfortable with statements like that. I don't know. But it was a shocking display at the press conference. Like, everything about that was awful. Like, they weren't taking it seriously. How could anyone take the fight seriously? I speculated from the beginning that there's probably a no knockout clause. On paper, Jake Paul should have no chance against Mike Tyson, but he's 60 years old and he is turning to dust, as every human being will as they get later on in life. Like, it's just,
which
it's
one?
the way of the world. Mike Tyson is one of the best to ever
one
fight.
who
By
broke
all
the law?
definitions, he is a
'Cause that
certified
should
legend
piss
at the
you
top of
off.
the food chain.
Lawbreaker
But he's
pooper
pushing
heads
60
should
years
piss you
old.
off.
He's
No,
not
that
in his
makes sense,
prime
honey.
anymore. And real life isn't like anime. Very rarely will you have like the ancient
Like, the autonomy and
geriatric
agency of
master
another
with,
is
like, a
theirs,
graying beard
and one
be
may
able
get
to
the
stand
fuck off with
toe-to-toe
that.
with the youth. You know, he's not Master Roshi, right? It's just it's
Prove
not how
to
that
me
works.
that he's not
He's
Master
like a
Roshi.
mod from GTA or something where you just spawn in two characters and have them fight because it's silly. But to have it happen in real life is just kind of sad. This is a lose-lose situation for Jake Paul, by the way. Jake Paul has a reputation
Sorry,
for only
I'm
fighting
trying to get us to a spawn really
retired
quick.
ex-fighters, not even boxers most of the time. He's fought one boxer and
I don't
lost,
wanna, like,
and
lose
now
my
he's
shit and
once
have to
again
get
just
back
going
to
back
it.
to just fighting an old guy who has retired.
And I think
if
I just
he
found out
wins
where
this
I've been
fight,
lost.
No one's going to give him respect because
And unable
he
to
beat
get. I think I
nearly
just got too
60-year-old
far.
Mike
But I
Tyson.
did a good
Once
thing.
again, continuing Jake Paul's
Damn it.
reign as like the fucking tyrannical
Or do you
boogeyman
mean Jake
of
Paul?
the retirement homes.
'Cause I
And if
could
he
see
loses to
having
Mike Tyson, he's going to get
issue with
clowned
the
on
last
endlessly for
thing,
losing
or
to a
Jake
nearly
Paul.
60-year-old man. It's fucking
Or-
stupid. It's just the most blatant cash
To be
grab
fair.
off of two names, because Jake Paul still has somewhat of an audience, and Mike Tyson is still one of the biggest names in sports history, so he's obviously going to bring in a big crowd that just likes to watch him
Oh,
fight. Or
yeah, I
do
did
anything,
forget.
really.
This is where we were,
But
right?
beyond that, this isn't a you paid for the whole seat, but you only need the edge type of
No.
situation. You know, you're not going to be biting at your nails, jumping out of the chair at every thrown jab or anything, because it's just kind of like a pathetic little whimper of a cash grab, really. Like, Mike Tyson has fought legends. Jake Paul fights to get out of his brother's shadow. They're not the same. This isn't a real match, no matter how hard they try and market it as such. Like, the press conference really set the tone of the whole thing, where they're both laughing back and forth. This isn't a real thing. They're just both getting paid a bag to do it. And that's it. Anyway, I'll talk about the most recent blemish on this event. Mike Tyson had a medical emergency while on a flight. It was identified as an ulcer flare-up, and he's been advised to avoid heavy training for a few weeks. So, in response to this,
Bro has never listened. Oh my gosh, no, you will stop.
People who had previously
You will
purchased
not
tickets
do
are still
this.
going to be able to have those tickets honored for the new date and all of that.
Thank
Or if
you,
can't make
that's-
it, you get a refund. I don't even know why I'm bothering to
That's a
cover
start.
that component of it. I don't fucking work for
Because they
Sony,
don't
but I
always
figured I'll
do
just give you
that.
the
That's
entire
actually
kit and
valid.
caboodle here
Like,
of
no,
the
with Tyson
situation.
fights,
So it's been
historically
postponed
we have
because
seen
Mike Tyson's
venues
ulcer flare-up
fuck
and if Jake
up
Paul
on
had
Tyson
any level of
fights,
shame,
so that's
he would
valid.
just
No,
fall off
venues
the fight
fuck
in
up
response to that.
when
Just be
they
like, hey,
when they
Mike
can
Tyson,
make
you
money
got
off
nothing to
Tyson's
prove.
back.
But
They have historically
unfortunately,
made a
he's a
bag
pathetic
off of his
little
fucking
worm who would
ass,
never do that because
not
to him,
done
he
shit,
does
and
have
fucked over the
something to
fans.
prove, that he's a
So that's
real
valid.
fighter. And to prove that, he
That's
fights
actually hella valid.
retired boxers and sometimes not even boxers. If your grandfather's in a nursing home, you
I
might want to give him a
was
wellness
supposed to
check,
eat
and Jake
cereal,
Paul might have
like,
come
a
in in the
day
middle of the
ago.
night and given him a contract to take Mike Tyson's place in the fight. Doesn't matter if your grandfather's a retired plumber. That man's going to get his shit pushed in by Jake Paul, and he's going to be talking about it for months about how he's like the ultimate fighter. But he refuses to fight actual
Well.
people his own age or in the actual sports that he is competing in. And the one time he did, he lost. So he's gone right back to just attacking the
Exhibition
elderly.
fights.
It doesn't matter what happens in this fight. There's not a single soul on this planet that's going to look at Mike Tyson differently. If he loses the fight, no one's going to think that it ruins his legacy or anything. He's almost 60 fucking years old. Like, most people are kind of expecting that, but praying that he just, you know, goes in there, goes ballistic, and just beats Jake Paul to a pulp. Like, obliterates him into, like, an unrecognizable fucking mess of flesh. That's most people's hopes, but if it doesn't happen, it's not going to affect Mike Tyson's legacy. For Jake Paul, though, everyone is going to look at him differently, no matter what happens with the fight. If the fight happens, which it seems like it will under no circumstances does it seem to be getting canceled, when this fight happens, everyone's going to look at Jake Paul even more pathetically.
You can
People
talk
will
shit
feel more
until you
disgust
use
towards him
Tyson
than
as a
urine
tool to
stain in
talk
gas
shit.
station toilet. Because if he wins,
At which point
he
I'm
beat up
aware
an
you're taking
old
advantage
Mike
of, like,
Tyson. If he loses, he lost to an old Mike Tyson.
an old
There
dude
is
who's
no
been
winning
exploited
in this
for longer
scenario.
than
The
I've
only
been
winning
alive.
move was not to play, but he can't fucking help himself. So anyway, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
He's been
both issued
exploited doing a good
statements
job at
in
the thing he fucking
response
loves,
to
too,
the
which is
ulcer
fucking
flare-up,
wild.
Which I'll go ahead and go over here. Mike Tyson said, "I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, I have been advised by my doctor to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover. My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon." Now, Mike Tyson is in phenomenal shape, for sure.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more that goes into fighting than just the shape that you're in, the physique.
And,
that's
honey,
where
why are
old
you
age
maintaining
really
an
starts taking a
ulcer?
huge toll. Jake Paul, this may have bought you some time, but in the end, you will still be knocked out of boxing for good. I appreciate everyone's patience and can't wait to deliver an unforgettable performance later this year. We
I
can
do love
only
the Tyson
pray that
shit
that's
talk.
how this all unfolds. Everyone's got their fingers crossed that that's exactly what happens. Jake Paul also issued a statement. "I fully support postponing the event so Mike Tyson has no excuse."
Oh, if it's on points, Tyson will fuck him up.
My fans know I don't want to.
If it's on fucking knockouts, Tyson will fuck him up.
Which is why I'm fighting him at almost 60 years old. when males really peak. 60 years old is when a man hits his power spike. That's when he's at his best. Yeah,
I will take
absolutely.
Tyson and
Yeah,
Holyfield.
that's how that goes.
I will do
But
that.
let there be no mistake. When he steps
I
into the
don't know
ring
if
with
anyone
me,
else
I will
can.
be ready to claim my W with a sensational finish. Paul versus Tyson will be one for the ages, and I promise to bring my best for this once-in-a-lifetime matchup. Jake Paul is correct about
Because Tyson
one
is
thing.
gonna end your life?
That Paul versus Tyson will be one for the ages. It'll be looked upon for years to come as one
Oh
of
my
the
gosh,
worst
Tyson's gonna
examples of
murder a young
boxing ever
child.
displayed. A grim reminder of just how bad and corrupt
That he's
it can
made
get
odd
and how
remarks
greedy
about.
it can become. This
Tyson.
shit is embarrassing.
Stop
And I
it.
think it will always be looked upon as a spittoon for people to spit in to remind us that yikes, that was a shameful period in boxing.
Tyson
history.
said something
It's really
cringe.
just awful. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit in the video
Paul
because
showed
it's the
off
most recent
Tyson.
medical emergency for Mike Tyson. So anyway, that's
Bro,
really about
stop
it.
maintaining
I don't
it,
think
it's
I'll be
scary.
watching it. I never really do. I just catch the Twitter clip highlights to figure out
Highlight
who
reels
won
are what's up.
because it's a waste of time
Dude,
watching
NBA
it.
highlight reels or like back when they were on fucking cassette tapes.
5-hour lecture on the Krebs cycle
That's
from
the era of editing I should be learning from.
That shit is
Like,
just boring from him.
that's
So,
what I should be doing.
That's really it. So yep.
Tyson has been exploited for longer than I have been fucking alive. Like, I have been alive for this long. Tyson has been exploited since I have been before I was alive. Dude. Bro was like hitting the bags and shit fucking as a teenager or what? Like, bro. Shit's wild.